Not guilty.
Not guilty?
On all 3 counts.
Not guilty?
Oh, in God's name, Father, are you going deaf?
You told me we had witnesses. Bought and reliable.
We bought fools.
You bought fools?
We bought them, Father.
And the prosecuting counsel, who it seems couldn't get a conviction on even 1 count.
Sir?
Bring Mr. George his dinner.
Yes. I don't want any, Father. I'm not hungry.
He's not hungry. Get out.
Yes.
How much did we spend?
In all, 180 guineas.
God save us. Any recoverable?
No, it'll all be spent by now.
Not guilty. 180 guineas and not guilty. The prosecuting counsel from London and not guilty.
12 pig-headed fools for a jury, an incorruptible judge, and Judd Painter, who changed his evidence at the last moment. The judge discounted it, but the jury heard.
Was he paid?
15 before, 15 after.
And changed his evidence?
At the very last minute.
Well, that man owes us 15 guineas, doesn't he?
Yeah. 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 Aye. There. Hey, bloody dog. Yeah.
Very pleasing verdict, my boy. A very pleasing verdict.
Yes.
Well, better than transportation to the wretched Antipodes. Can't think why you're not overjoyed.
I'd be happier if I'd been allowed to say what I wanted to say.
Oh, damn good job you weren't. They'd have had to build a big gibbet to hang a man as tall as you.
You all right?
Yes.
Well, at least you're here and free.
Back in the bosom of your family, dear boy. Ready to pick up the reins again. Your houses, children to come, etc., etc.
Not children, Mr. Pierce. I don't need any more responsibility. All fodder for the epidemics.
Well, 'twill butter no parsnips dwelling on it. Poldark's had the advantage.
This time.
Don't do that, George! Not when I'm thinking. Calm yourself. You're not usually so heated.
And so is his cousin. Francis Poldark had too much advantage.
How do you mean?
He insulted me in public. I'd like to see both Poldarks go down.
Well, Francis presents no problem calling his mortgage.
No. No, someone else would be hurt.
Someone? What someone?
Never mind, Father. Let's concentrate on Ross Poldark, shall we?
And let us do it in a business-like way. Heading. Ross Poldark. On the left. Assets. On the right. Lack of assets. If we're going to defeat him, let's do it to our advantage. Now, under assets, what would you put there?
His shares in the mine.
His shares in the mine. That's where we can snare him. He's going to have to sell to survive. There are more ways of killing a cat than hanging it, George. And show a profit on it. Not like your witnesses.
Hey. Hey. Hey, big horse. Here.
Will you stop the coach a moment, please?
Good day, Captain. Ma'am.
What are you doing here, Judd?
Walking home, Captain.
It's a long walk.
No other way. Got no horse.
Well, I expect you'll get there by tomorrow. Drive on, coachman.
Go on, walk on.
Ross, he did help it.
right, Judd. Get aboard.
That's very kind of you, sir.
No, inside. I want to talk to you.
Get away from me, bloody varmin.
Is it yours?
My Lord never has to know such. Been following and plaguing me these last 3 miles.
Out!
No, Ross, let it stay. It be lost.
Damn it, dear boy, did you have to? Travel alone is bad enough, but have to sit and rock about in what smells like a moving bear pit and another 6 miles at this speed. More than human body can stand.
Did you walk to Bodmin, Judd?
No, sir.
How did you get there, then?
I was taken, sir, in a coach.
Who paid for that?
Don't know, sir.
Do you know who might have paid for the coach, Judd?
No, sir.
You must remember, my boy, that although the judge ordered Master Peter's evidence to be struck out, its very nature may have influenced the case your way.
Well, at least you told the truth.
And we're very grateful to you, Jack.
It was just the facts, ma'am. Get up in that box. It's like talking to God. I was being seen through, as you might say.
What have you been doing since you left us?
Bit of this, bit of that.
Can't you find anyone who will employ you?
Not regular, sir.
Oh, I can't say I'm surprised.
No, sir.
What would you say if I offered you and Prudy your old jobs back?
Prudy and me. Her job. I'd say you were a saintly man, sir.
Yes, well, you must continue to live in the village. You must mind your tongue.
Hey, sir.
Come on. Fair price, Captain. Fair price, Mr. Jagger. Thank you. Good luck, Captain.
Yeah. I shall need it. What are we going to farm with now? We got almost nothing left. You sold it all.
We need the money, Judd.
You can't farm without stock. 3 cows and 2 horses. And them not even ploughing horses.
We can borrow a ploughing team.
When 'tis ploughing time, people use their horses. Yeah. How can you farm without stock? Plant money in the ground, master. It don't yield no barley. It don't give no milk neither.
There's enough to keep us going.
For how long? Judd's right. What are we going to live on?
Not a very difficult diagnosis. I think you know the result yourself.
Yes.
You're with child.
Yes, I know.
Doesn't that please you?
Well, it would please me if it were some other time. Don't tell Ross, please.
Why not?
Well, he doesn't want any more responsibilities, and he's right. He's got more than enough on his shoulders.
But he will know in quite a short time.
Yes, but not until he's able to deal with things. What with the trial and Julia dying. And now, nothing but debts. I can't tell him anything more that might distress him.
He is not the only one to be cared for. It is you who are carrying the child.
Say nothing, please. How's it working out?
Hmm?
How do we stand?
We're a little down. Let's manage. Pasco says it extends, so that'll help.
Will we be able to manage?
Well, I've no intention of letting either of us go under. It'll take hard work.
Why work?
You always do.
Maybe I won't be able to do it for long.
Hmm?
Nothing. Can't we borrow?
I'm over-borrowed already. And in 4 months' time, I have to find the 40% interest on £1,000.
You'd be able to?
Possibly. With luck.
Ross, how much longer is this going to go on for?
Who can say? Till we find some way of making more money. Till times change. Don't you worry. You look tired. Go to bed.
You coming?
No, I have to finish
Oh, I
this.
must talk to you sometime.
You can talk to me.
Not when you're working. Will you ever stop working long enough?
Dr. Ennis,
Ma'am?
you must know, of course, that Ross and my husband are not entirely on the best of terms.
I had heard of it, yes.
Do you see them often?
From time to time.
My husband is anxious, very anxious that this quarrel should come to an end. He would like to regain good relations with them both, and so would I. We are neighbors and we are relations. It's absurd that... My husband feels it very deeply.
Ma'am?
He has tried, I know, but Ross is proud. I wondered, therefore, if I could prevail upon you...
Anything I can do willingly, but what?
Well, Francis, no. We would both be very happy if they would call on us sometime. But it's a little difficult for us to ask them, and
And you would like me to give them an invitation?
I would be very grateful. But say it was Francis who asked. I'm not sure how Ross now regards me, but do assure him that Francis and I still have a great love for him.
Dr. Ennis, sir.
Judd.
Will it be asking too much if I had to walk back with you to my cottage, sir?
It is only half a mile.
I know that, sir. But there's men following me. Footpaths, sir.
You mean footpaths?
Ah, that's right, sir. Footpaths.
Are you drunk?
No, sir.
Well, why would men want to rob you? Are you carrying any money?
I reckon it'd be more like murder being in their minds, sir.
Oh, don't be absurd, man.
T'isn't absurd, sir. Can I walk with you, sir? Then back there.
Very well. Come along.
They gotta use the fire, Prudy. We ain't got no forge.
They ain't got no right in my...
It's cheaper than the blacksmith.
Oh, well, if he'd have wanted a dinner. And we out of pig meat.
Well, get Judd to kill another. Sell half and sold half. Use your head, Prudy. That's what you're here for.
Out again, Harry, Ma'am.
Ain't nothing to do with you.
Oh, I wouldn't go wrong if I were he. You'm sickening for something.
No, I ain't. Mind your own business.
Why don't you tell him
Tell him what? What are you trying to...
what you do in the afternoons?
Because he'd try and stop me, that's why. He's got too much high and mighty pride to let his wife try and help. And you make sure he don't find out, neither.
Oh, well, he'm gonna notice there's a deal of fish being eaten round here these days. I bet he can't keep it down.
Later.
Hold it. Right, sir, take it outside and cool it off.
Later.
Prudy's complaining you're cluttering up her kitchen.
Since when did Prudy love work so well?
Oh, Dwight called when you were down at the barn. Said Francis and Elizabeth want us to go. Well, what shall I tell her?
Few enough hours in the day to save us from ruin without her paying social calls.
I thought you and Francis were on better terms now.
I wasn't aware the terms were either better or worse.
Well, I think they're trying to make up the quarrel. What shall I tell him?
Tell him what you like. If you want to go, then I suppose we must. Where are you going?
You're not the only one that works in this farm, you know.
Reckon it's right for holding now, sir.
Right.
Too late for planting that lower field now, sir.
And we'll let it lie fallow.
Fallow last year.
It'll be fallow again this. It'll do it no harm.
Didn't much income from fallow fields, sir. When I wasn't working for you, sir, I was working on and off with this other gentleman, sir. Reckon we might be able to put business in your way.
What kind of business?
Reckon he'd rather discuss that with you, sir. But I know he'd be interested.
In what?
Shall I tell him to come and talk with you, sir?
His business? Who is he? Do I know him?
Don't think so, sir. Name of Mr. Trimcrown, sir. Sound man of business. In his way of business.
And what is his way of business?
Best for him to tell you that, sir.
Mother, Demelza, if the gentleman will excuse us.
Don't quarrel with the Warleggans. Very influential. Take care.
Yes, mother-in-law.
Well, have you been quarrelling with the Warleggans?
Oh, I had an argument with George the night before your trial.
What about?
Oh, just the fact that I don't like him.
Good enough reason.
They'll own all Cornwall soon.
I think they'll try and own it.
Tell me, are they still trying to buy you out of Wheal Leisure?
They've been trying for years.
Will you sell?
Not unless I have to. And then I need to put the money into something else that will show a profit.
Well, have you got anything in mind?
Yes, I think I have.
Excuse me, sir, but the Birmani are asking for Dr. Ennis. Someone's been taken ill, sir.
Oh, Mrs. Tapp, tell them to be ill on a more convenient night.
No. I must go.
How is it, Doctor, that people always seem to know where to find you?
Because I always leave word where I am to be found.
You must be the most accommodating doctor I know. Tell me, this isn't another epidemic of the morbid sore throat, is it?
No. It's more likely to be scorbutus.
Scorbutus? What the devil's that?
A form of scurvy. Please thank Elizabeth for the food and hospitality.
Oh, yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Where is it, Mrs. Tabb?
The man says he comes from Kilwarren.
Scurvy at Kilwarren?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dwight. Good night, Russ.
Thank you for coming tonight, Ross.
We've enjoyed it.
I'm glad that the anger is over. Is it over?
Yes, it's over. The Mercer told me that you came to Bodmin for the trial and offered her kindness.
Yes, well, she was very kind to me. She was very kind to me when she nursed me and when your child...
Francis, let the past belong to the past.
Thank you. But what of the future? You said you had something in mind.
A possibility, no more.
Will you tell me?
What is it this time, Miss Penvennon? Has Horace got a cough?
No, it's me this time.
What appears to be the matter?
It's my throat.
Excuse me. Bend your head forward, please. Let me see your hands.
My uncle tells me there's an epidemic of
Scorbutus?
Yes, and the people are dying from it.
I doubt you have scorbutus, ma'am. Scorbutus is a disease of poverty caused by lack of food and fresh fruit, citrus fruit. Open your mouth, please. There is a famine in the county. The miners are out of work and cannot afford to buy fresh fruit, hence scorbutus. But I doubt you have that problem in this house.
Then what is wrong with me?
Open your mouth once again, please.
Do you remember when Karen was murdered?
Karen?
Karen Daniel. Her husband Mark killed her when he discovered that she was cuckolding him. She was in love with Dwight Ennis.
Well, I remember her being killed, but I didn't know about Dwight.
Well, that's how it was. And when Mark found out, he strangled her.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Well, Mark hid down Wheal Grace while the soldiers were searching for him. He was down there nearly 2 days until I was able to help him get away to France. He told me that while he was down there, he'd seen a huge load of unmined copper.
What? But, I mean, everybody knows that Wheal Grace was played out years ago.
Apparently not so. Mark was a very experienced miner. He'd know copper when he saw it.
So?
Well, I know it's a gamble, but I'd like to reopen Wheal Grace, if I can find the capital. First principle of mining, you've got to put money in before you can take any out.
Oh, cousin, I know how much mining costs. And Grambler closed because I couldn't afford to look for new loads.
Although you have money put by, you say?
But not enough to reopen Grambler. I wish it was.
Keep very still, please.
Is it very serious?
Probably more painful than serious. What did you eat last night?
Soup, beef.
Fish?
Yes.
It was badly filleted. A fish bone.
I thought I was going to die.
No. However, it would be wise to remain in bed for a day or so until the swelling subsides, and to make sure there is no infection, you must be attended each day.
At what time will you call?
Dr. Choke is your uncle's doctor. I will acquaint him with what I have done.
Dr. Choke? I don't want Dr. Choke.
He is your uncle's physician. I ethically cannot attend you.
I can choose my own doctor. And I want you as my doctor.
Then you must notify Dr. Choke.
He will be informed first thing in the morning. At what time will you call?
If you insist, Ma'am, shall we say midday?
Francis has gone for the horses.
Yes. I'm afraid my mother has trapped Mercer a moment. My mother can be a very boring woman. You're looking well.
So are you.
Thank you. I think I begin to feel a little old.
Nonsense.
Ross, I think it would make Francis very happy if you and
Yes,
he...
I know.
He would dearly like for things to be as they were once before.
I have already told him that for my part, I see no reason why they shouldn't be.
I'm glad.
Tell me, before my trial, Francis offered me financial assistance. If he has money, why doesn't he spend it on the household? Or on you?
It's a special sum, £600. The Warleggans gave it to him as repayment for their cousin cheating him at cards. I think he wants to use it in a special way. Your marriage seems so happy, is it?
I wonder if anyone is ever truly happy.
I do begin to feel old. I'm a lot older than when I first met you. I think I begin to look old, too.
And that mirror is a liar.
Mirrors always are.
You ride too fast in the dark.
I wanted to get home.
It's dangerous. If your horse had stumbled.
I've got a good horse, and I'm a good rider.
Something upset you?
Why should it have done?
It was your idea to accept that
I've had a
invitation.
very pleasant evening.
Something has upset you.
They may be poor, but she's able to wear a beautiful dress.
I think she's had it for some time.
How do you know? Do you remember it from somewhere?
You have had beautiful dresses that I remember.
Are you still in love with her?
Of course not. She's an old friend.
Well, I think she's still in love with you.
No. It's the past. Sometimes it comes back.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Demelza, what is the matter with you?
Nothing. Just get on with your books. What did you mean? Is anyone ever truly happy? I used to think we were. Aren't we?
To put it as simply as possible, the Warleggan family, Mr. Nicholas and Mr. George, have been making offers for certain shares in Wheal Leisure and have been very successful.
Who's sold?
Mr. Renfrew, Dr. Choke, Mr. Gillespie, Jeffries, Ogders, and Whitworth.
Sir, Mr. Trineglos, Captain Henshaw, and myself are the only shareholders left.
The Warleggans have also made offers for any other shares now held.
Well, what is the situation?
Well, Mr. Trineglos...
I want to sell. Copper's high and I can get a good price. Normally, I wouldn't. But I need capital, as we all do. And copper's fickle.
Mr. Trineglis' sale would give the Warleggan family 52% of the holdings. They will then be the major shareholders.
We felt that you and Captain Henshaw should be given the first opportunity of making an offer for Mr. Trineglos' shares, should you wish to.
I can't afford it, as you well know. Can you?
No. I do assure you, Poldark, my
Business is business, Mr. Trineglos.
I must point out it puts you in an untenable position, Russ. Neither you nor Mr. Henshaw would have any say.
I realize that. What are they offering?
5% over.
Is that a good price at the moment?
Very handsome, sir. Very handsome.
Then you must advise me, Mr. Pascoe. You hold my shares against my indebtedness to you and Mr. Pierce. I'm in your hands.
Do you want to sell?
I need the money, just as Mr. Trineglos does. And I don't want to sit at table with the Warleggans.
For what do you need the money? A matter of business or to pay off your debts?
For what money is used for, Mr. Pascoe?
Ross.
A moment. I think Mr. Pierce and I would agree, provided the money is used as an investment to protect our interests. And we want to be fair, Captain. Fair to us all.
I understand your sentiments, sir, and appreciate them. You speak of investments, and I believe I have found one. So you can tell the Warleggans that I will sell, but for 8% over, not a penny less.
Ah! Do I find you alone, Mom?
No, Sir Hugh. Prudy's about.
Send her on an errand. I know your husband ain't here because I saw him riding to Truro. Damn me if the sight of your bare arms half covered in flour don't drive me mad. Like a delicious pie.
Don't be silly, Sir Hugh.
Your husband owes me £50.
Owes you?
I bet on him getting transportation at the assizes. Might have got you to myself then, my dear.
Well, you wouldn't, and you deserve to lose your money.
Send the damn woman away. Come and sit on my lap and talk to me.
I'm working, Sir Hugh.
Let the damn woman do the work, and let's trot upstairs.
Sir Hugh!
Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am.
Oh, the bread, eh?
Come in, Prodie. You can gut the fish. Thank you for calling, Sir Hugh. I'm sorry my husband isn't at home.
Well, it was really you, ma'am, that I wanted to see. One of my mares has gone lame. John Trevornance tells me you cured his cow of whiptail. I bethought me you might come over, have a look at my beast.
Can it walk?
In a manner of speaking.
Then walk it over here one day, and I'll gladly take a look at it.
I'll see if it can make the journey. My regards to your husband, ma'am.
Get on with your work, Prodie, and don't use a rusty knife.
Good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. Master, can I see your horse razor?
What are you doing here this late?
He's come to see you, sir.
Who?
Mr. Trimcrum, sir.
This time of night?
Mr. Trimcrum, there's a business as any others that suits him, sir. You do a lot of business after dark. Prodie's put him in the parlour, sir.
Captain Poldark.
Mr. Trimcrum. Please, don't get up. Can I offer you a glass of something?
Oh, I never touch it, sir. Your charming wife was kind enough to make me a dish of tea. The news from France is depressing. The Times gives one little hope at the moment. Mirabeau and his government appear in a parlous state. However, I didn't come here at this time of night to discuss politics, did I? Of course not. Purpose one, to inquire after your affairs, if they prosper. Purpose two, to speak of mine.
What are your affairs, Mr. Trimcrum?
You don't know, Captain?
I know nothing of you at all, sir. I was told you wished to speak with me on business.
I'm a dealer, sir.
Have I got anything that you and I can deal in, Mr. Trimcrum?
I don't think you take my meaning, Captain.
Not as yet, but then you haven't been very clear.
I deal in imported articles without tax, Captain.
Do you mean smuggling, Mr. Trimcrum?
I prefer to think of it as a protest against excessive taxation, Captain, which also shows a small profit.
A salutary way of looking at it, since it's to your advantage.
Mine is a commercial undertaking, Captain, not like your cheap jack runs. I have overheads, wages, deliveries to maintain, equipment to buy, expenses to pay to people who assist us.
Why are you telling this to me, Mr. Trimcrum?
I've had the devil's own luck of late. All my old landing places seem known to the excise. Troublesome and worrisome, Captain. What I need is somewhere new. Never been used before. A navigable inlet. About the size of your Nampara cove.
Mr. Trimcrum, I think you must have made a mistake. I have recently stood trial.
Oh, I know about that,
For something that I did not do. However, that won't prevent the excise men if they're keeping a watchful eye.
Don't you worry about them, Captain. I'll look after them. You wouldn't be involved. All you would have to do is draw your curtains. At £80 a run.
You want me to risk being hanged for £80, Mr. Trimcrum?
We're only discussing it, Captain. There's room for maneuver.
How often?
Difficult to say. 4, 5, 6 times a year. The first in about 3 months.
I'll think about it. But for not less than 150.
Captain Poldark,
You are a businessman. Do you want to take my profit out of it? 90.
100. Think of my neck, Mr. Tranquil.
We might consider 100. What do you say?
I'll think about it. Thank you for calling, Mr. Trinkram. Prudy!
Thank you for receiving me, Captain. And please thank your dear wife for the dish of tea.
Mr. Trinkram is leaving now, Prudy.
Yes, sir. This way, sir.
Good night, Captain.
Sir?
Yes?
We were looking for Dr. Surgeon Ennis' house, sir.
I am Dr. Ennis. That is my house up there on the headland. Why?
Well, these are for you, sir.
I haven't ordered anything. Are you sure it's for me?
Dr. Ennis, the lodge, Nampara estate.
What are they?
Fresh oranges, sir. Unshipped Falmouth this morning.
Oranges? Let me see. I haven't ordered any oranges. Who sent them?
It doesn't say, sir. Would you show us where you'd like us to unload them, sir?
Aye.
You're not going to be able to keep it up much longer. You go out growing after next month and you're going to lose that bubby.
Mind your own business, Prudy.
Yes, Mum, but you lose it as sure as eggs is eggs.
So, now the Warleggans own Wheal Leisure. Lock, Stock, and Captain Henshaw.
Who else has sold?
I have.
Why?
Because I'll be damned if I'll be a Warleggan lapdog. In any case, I can use the money better elsewhere.
A Wheal Grace?
Yes.
Well, they must have paid you a handsome price.
Very handsome. Which makes us both recipients of the Warleggan largesse. Now, it seems to me, since they've been so generous, we should repay them in some way. Preferably by making that money work against them. What do you say, Francis?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Will you sink your capital with mine in Wheal Grace?
But are you asking me to become a partner?
Yes, I am. Will you join me?
Well, I can't think of anything I'd like better, but I'm sorry, it's rather taken my breath away. Are you sure that's what you want?
If I hadn't wanted it, I shouldn't have suggested it.
No, I suppose not. God, what a strange world. I should be very pleased.
Good. Just do it.
Wheal Grace. But tell me, since you've sold your leisure shares, what are you going to do for income? Hey, Wheal Grace won't bring us any return for months.
No. But I do have certain other arrangements in hand.
Where did you get these donkeys, Zachy?
Farmer Gillespie, sir. Same as usual.
Tell him if he sends such rubbish again, he'll either lose his income or get his ricks burned down. Whichever he pleases.
Master, you'll be waiting for a message. He be a dangerous man if he be crossed, sir.
Let him wait. He won't be crossed. It's not dark yet. You got any milking to do?
Make certain 'tis all ashore before you part with any money.
Right, sir.
Has Mr. Jago seen to the exciseman?
Oh, yes, sir. The patrol's over at St. Agnes. The cutter, he'd be 10 miles down. Where do we land, sir?
We're waiting for a message, Master Martin. I'll tell you when and where.
Yes, sir.
I gotta tell him something, sir. One way or the other.
Tell him I'll draw my curtains. But I want 110, and I want it in advance.
Any more suggestions from you, Master Painter, and I'll flay your skin off.
It was only what he said, sir.
So he may have done, but tell him, there's no more than 100 in future. Where is she?
Sighted, sir. Laying off till dark.
Signal them Nampara Cove. When it's all ashore and stacked, come into Truro. You know where to find me.
Yes, sir.
110, sir.
What time does he want me to draw the curtains?
About now, I reckon.
Right, you can get off home. Or wherever you're going.
Oh, don't deceive me. Oh, never leave me. I'll put...
Ralph, look who's here.
Dwight, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I would have come in earlier.
I should apologize for intruding so late.
You're always welcome, you know that.
I've been meaning to call for several days, but I have been uncommonly busy of late. You wouldn't know why, I suppose.
No.
You're not by any chance dealing in oranges.
Oranges? The devil would I want with oranges?
Well, someone has delivered 12 sacks to me, obviously to distribute around the villages. I thought it might have been you.
No, not me.
Well, who the devil can it be?
Why oranges?
To relieve the scurvy. The juice contains properties that
yes.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I must go.
No.
No. Stay a while. It's not that late. Take a glass of wine with us.
Are you sure I'm not intruding?
Of course not. We have little enough company these days.
12 sacks, you say? That must be a great number of oranges.
Ross, it isn't safe for him to go yet.
Yes, it is. They'll be on the beach by now. By the time they start back, he'll be home.
How often is this going to happen?
As often as is necessary until we have enough to live on. Every penny counts, you know that.
Your life counts. Oh, if the excise runners
They
find out
won't.
what you're doing.
Besides, all I am doing is closing my curtains at a proper time. Trust me. Trencrum knows his business.
She comes. Right, lads. Miss Trencum told me to ask you if you brought any Geneva.
Yes, 10 casks, in t'other boat.
Right, lads, let's go.
You're trying to attack me? I'm holding a gun.
I had no intention of attacking you, Miss Penvennon. I was merely on my way home.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, and do please lower the pistol. They're dangerous.
My horse has gone lame. I've been walking for an hour.
Well, we can walk them both home. It's not far. Come on. I doubt whether you'll be needing it. Unless, of course, you're nervous in my company.
No.
Come on. Where did you say you were coming from?
A friend of my uncle's. I left when it was light, but halfway back, Epidaurus caught his hoof in a hole and...
Shh! In there, quickly. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nampara. He must have lost his reason. Get down.
What are you doing?
Trust me, Mom, you are not in London now.
Ross, do you reckon they'd be finished yet?
Possibly.
Well, I haven't heard anything for 10 minutes.
Then it's probably all over. Why don't you go to bed?
Ooh, not till they be sure. Oh, I know you do think I worry for no reason. But luck don't last forever, and we've had a lot of luck since you were took to trail. All right, so this time nothing went amiss. But what about the next?
Fly beyond the tournament. Tis only I try. Keep on the tournament. The fly. Tis only I try.
Master Painter.
Ah, Mr. Garth. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Master Painter. We've been trying to see you this last 3 months or so, one way and another.
That's real kind of you, sir. If it be about the money.
Oh, it's not the money, Master Painter. It's the principle of the matter.
Who are you?
I'm a friend of his.
You told me you were my friend.
I am. And now we will discuss friendship, Master Painter. In the first place, if you accept money for doing something, you must do it. And you did not. In the second place, you have caused your friends trouble, which has distressed them, which has also distressed us, which we do not like. Explain the matter to Master Painter.